Okay, so the first thing that we need to do to start our project is to trace our shape, our impossible shape, onto our paper. So we're going to be doing that with pencil. Like you see here, this is our square final paper with our shape done in pencil in it. So we need that before we start painting it. All right, so I have my shape right here. Before I lay it down or tape it down, I want to make sure it's centered. So it needs to be right in the middle. Now to do that, I'm going to need a ruler and a pencil. And we're going to go ahead and make some guide marks to start us off. So with my ruler on my paper, it's 11 inches. So the 0's on one end, the 11's on the other. So think about, what is half of 11? We need to make a mark at the halfway point. So half of 11 is going to be, since half of 10 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, half of 12 is 6, so 6 plus 6 is 12, it's going to be 5.5. So I'm write this mark right in the middle, the longer mark in the middle of the 5 and the 6. I'm going to mark that on every side of my paper. Double check to make sure that my paper is in the right spot and my ruler is in the right spot. So 5.5 and 5.5. After we get 5.5 done on all 4 sides, we will connect them. Oop. Make sure you're not doing centimeters, we're doing inches. Okay, now that mine are all done, I'm going to align my ruler on both of the lines at the top and the bottom. Very lightly connect them because this line will be erased. This line we do not want to see in our final. All right, align these two and connect. Okay, so now I have my paper into 4 sections. Now, I'm gonna take this guide and align it under my paper. And now it's time for our light table. So as you see, it's really hard to see. I can't really see it, barely see it under here. So just like we did when we traced our monsters, you will get your homemade light table, which is AKA your computer with a white background. I will turn off this light so that we can see a little bit better. And I'm going to lay my paper down on top of my shape. So hopefully you can see it through. Now that I can see it through, I'm going to move my final paper around so that all of the lines are on the small notches on the ends, and they should also be touching the points on the inside square. So I'm going to get it as close to that as possible, holding both papers with my hands. When I get it there, and I think I am there now, then I'm going to carefully, still holding on to it, get a piece of tape, which you should have two. I am not prepared. I don't have 2 pieces of tape ready to go, but you will, because you're awesome. But you're going to get 2 pieces of tape. Just this masking tape. So I'll put 1 right here and 2. That's going to help our paper from sliding around. Okay, so let me make sure I let go of it, just making sure we're still there, and we are. So I'm going to flip it over and tape right here and on the opposite side. Now that's going to hold that in place so I can move it around without, and my 2 papers will stay together. All right, so now let's get our ruler and a pencil, and let's just trace over our lines that we see of our impossible shape. So you do not need to trace over the little notches, like right here. These you're not going to do. Those were just to help us align our shape and our paper. So just what's in the dark black is what you're gonna trace over. And it's kind of hard to see what you've done in pencil. You can always take it off the light table to see what you have and have not done. And we're gonna get all sides. Oops, sometimes this might happen because these are makeshift, there we go, makeshift light tables, so there might be little hiccups. That would be cool if we all had our own like professional one, right? Okay, working my way around. I need to do these 2 lines. So I am double checking my ruler before I make any mark. I'm looking at the top, I'm looking at the bottom, making sure they are lined up before I start. Also, I'm holding my ruler in place so it does not slide around while I'm making a line. You don't need to hold it too hard because we don't want, you know, our light table to get in the way, or heaven forbid we mess up our computers. That would be bad. All right, I'm getting close to being done. Making this really neat shape. Now, after we get it done and we do start looking at how this shape is put together, it's basically 4 letter L's, just kind of going in a spiral. So it seems like really complex, but you'll start to see it's just 4 L's. Almost there. Am I there? Yeah, so I'm taking it off the light and I see that my shape is done. So I'll put my Chromebook to the side. I think it looks great. Now I can go back with an eraser and erase my guidelines. So we don't need those. You can use a pencil eraser like this one. This one's kind of flimsy. Might switch over to an art eraser. If I can find mine. I had it sitting around here somewhere. Here it is. So I'm gonna erase this. Make sure you don't erase your impossible shape, so you're just erasing around it and in the middle of it. If a little bit of those pencil lines show from your guidelines, that's okay because we're gonna be painting over them anyway. But you just need to erase them for now. I hope that you've already put your name on the back so that we know whose is whose. Some of these, especially if you pick the same colors as other people, you might, it might be hard to tell whose is whose. So make sure that you have your name on the back, and it's also helpful to put your class period. All right, so those are all erased. I have my shape. I think it is ready for me to start on my background.